Welcome to another beautiful episode of the Leadership Podcast. And with me today, I think today is even a hybrid of Leadership Podcast and Billionaire Habit Podcast. Right? And I have a very good friend. We've been friends for many years. Met first in Dubai and then later on we've moved to other great things together. His name is Mr. Victor Ariyibi. How are you doing today?
I'm very fine.
Okay. This is your first podcast.
Ever.
Is the glasses helping you to overcome shyness?
I think so.
Why do you think you hate media? Is it you are shy?
No, I don't hate media.
No, but you don't want to be in the spotlight.
I think there's one between hating media and loving my privacy.
Okay.
I'm the kind of person that I can always joke that I want to be able to do silly things and people don't say, this is that guy that is very popular. I want to be able to fly economy and not feel like, why are you in economy? You are very popular. You're a very rich man. And fly my business to first class anytime I like and be able to switch. So it's more about the privacy than hating the media.
So you are not shy, is that it?
Yeah, I'm not very used to media, but I think a lot of people get comfortable with time. I think there's always the warming up for everybody. So I'm getting comfortable.
But you love luxury. You have been one of those who have indulged me in luxury. I met you in Burj Khalifa. You convinced me to move to Burj Khalifa. Convinced me to ride Rolls Royce in Dubai. So why do you like luxury?
I won't put it as loving luxury.
Okay.
I would just say I love a good life.
Good life.
We work very hard.
Minister of Happiness.
I would say, anywhere I find myself, I'm always happy. I started my early life in a part of Lagos that a lot of people have never been to, called Barua Inside.
Okay.
As a new graduate.
Okay.
And even then, myself and my wife, very early in those years, we'll go to an Nkwobi joint and make it seem like this is Vegas.
Wow.
It's always been something that we've always practiced. So I think we're just doing a more expensive version now.
Yeah.
But it's still the same.
Interesting. So you started your career in advertising?
Yes, I did. I started out in advertising and work with very big brands that I've never met before. I've always been an online person, even when I was in advertising.
Yeah.
In advertising, I was working with a blog spot then when Linda was very popular. We became very popular in diaspora, reaching out to people outside of Africa that we could advertise for them in Nigeria.
Okay.
And because of that, we're able to win very, very big accounts like Emma Properties.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
The Emma in Dubai?
I did Emma's campaign for $1 million as far back as 20 years ago.
Hey, Babu Lobo. Hey, $1 million.
My father is hearing this right now. His heart is broken.
Wow.
Of course, in those days, no demand is for you.
And they didn't meet you?
I've never met any of them. I did Emma. I won Sharp Electronics from Japan.
Wow.
This was I was less than 30 then.
Wow.
I was doing News 24. That's a branch of DSTV at the time.
Yeah.
I did Hyundai Billboard. And they all don't know who was doing it. They just have an advertising agency. I think that was my early days of learning to put brand first before self. Like I always tell people, what do you want? Fame or money?
Hey! So are you saying that if you put brand first before personality, you will get the money before the fame?
I think it depends on different people. There's something they call tag branding. I tell people, is personal brand go faster?
Okay.
Because it takes more time to build a corporate brand.
Yeah.
So a lot of
corporate brand makes more money, I think.
Corporate brand, sometimes when it's very rooted,
yes,
is better established. It gets beyond a person.
Yeah.
It's a transgenerational success.
Because if they had seen you at that point, they won't give you $1 million.
No, they will not.
They will not give you $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really interesting. So why did you leave advertising for education?
I didn't leave. Well, like I exited. I've learned to know when to exit businesses. For advertising is a very rugged business, especially in a terrain like Nigeria, where you see an hostile takeover from people I can't mention name who will leave an agency and go with all their clients.
Yeah.
Also, clients were not very loyal.
Yeah.
They go to where it's cheaper and where it's better. And then the world was pivoting into digital media.
Yeah.
In those days, we're doing traditional media.
I see.
Like billboards, radio. I do advise them that, listen, you guys should do Tuesday Punch or Monday Guardian. This is how it sells. But at some point, people started pivoting into more of digital in the digital space.
Yeah.
So I always knew this was going to have an expiry date. So I started pivoting a little bit gradually into training. That is how I got into education.
Did you sell the advertising company?
No, I just took my money and invested it somewhere else.
And then you moved to education?
Started with training.
Okay.
Yeah, which is, it's still education, but not the core education like we later did.
What year did you get into education core?
Later I went into training. This was around 2010.
Okay.
When I started mailing the universities in the UK to come train in Nigeria.
Okay.
Sent over 150 application, got response from 2.
Wow.
Babek, University of London and University of Huddersfield.
Okay.
Where I later brought them to Lagos to be doing a 5-day MBA.
Wow.
Quite a lot of people gravitated toward the program. And at some point there was demand
2010.
for more. Yeah, 2010, yeah. There was a lot of demand for, international degree in Nigeria. So, and when I started going to the UK, visiting the university, started studying how the university system work, and I realized I needed to start a university.
And that's why Metropolitan School of Business and Management was born.
Something like that.
What excites me about how you built even the Metropolitan, we'll later talk about how you exited into your new business, is how that is where it became really big and nobody know you are behind it. I've heard
One
stories
of the people behind it.
Yeah, but again, you founded it. Okay. How people will come to you guys' offices and pass you by and probably think you are the cleaner or you are the logistic manager and not know you are the founder, right? Because you have a lot of partners who are foreigners who are actively involved in the school. Why did you use such an approach?
Like I said, even in days of voice media, we've learned to play behind the scene. So for the school, we wanted to build a truly global brand.
Yeah.
And I always tell people that in life, in this world, generally being an African founder is very hard.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And when you say you're an African founder who grew up in Africa, it's especially much more difficult. Then when you say you're Nigerian, your chances just drop like another 90%. People just don't trust you.
Yeah.
And I think for us, we wanted to build a truly global brand, and we don't want the buyers.
Yes.
We want people to give us the equal chance they will give a school with other nationality founders. And that was how, MSBM started to be positioned that way.
Yeah. And you grew to over 600,000 students all over the world.
Right now, over 2 million people in the learners community.
Wow. What could have grown it that much? Was it that you were pumping millions of dollars in advertising?
Yes.
Because you have that background, so I won't be surprised.
My advertising background helped.
Yeah.
I've always, just like you, that a lot of people invest so much in businesses and they don't think they should separate a budget for the marketing.
Yeah.
And for us, that wasn't an issue. At some point, we were doing almost $200,000 monthly. Wow. That's like a $2.4 million in ad spend, which is quite low compared to what people like Coursera that are spending over $100 million were doing.
Wow.
But because we've never raised fund before, so it's what's much more difficult for us to spend that kind of budget. But that's...
Yeah, but $2.4 million is a lot of money in a year for ads.
I mean, yes, but when your school is just purely digital based, that becomes your only tool to reach people.
Wow. That's really impressive. Really impressive. The question is, why is it such a big empire?
Thank you. I always tell people that I'm a business nomad. It's just time to move on to something else. Plus, internally, I think management is seeing that they needed a fresh blood to run things.
So you are no longer fresh. Are you old?
No, I'm not old. I'm near my 50 now. At a certain age, you start thinking of retirement. And for me, I think what I'm doing now is more of what I've always had the vision to do. MSBM was a means for money, but now I'm going into a real passion, which is purely tech.
So is that the reason why now you're willing to have your face identify with your tech, adventure? Because this one you don't mind putting your face. The other ones you totally. There was an embargo to even mention your name with the business. It was. I mean, we that were close to you, we knew is a no. But your tech venture, you don't mind being known with it. Why?
I mean, for the MSBM. In Nigeria, we've graduated a lot of notable alumni who pride themselves that they are going to a UK school. We are still a UK school, even though from an African founder. There's just this bias that people sometimes knowing that, this is started by Nigeria, as if it has reduced the quality of their certificate.
That's true.
We've graduated quite a number of people, CEOs and founders of even universities, top universities, senators, in Nigeria. A lot of notable people have passed through our school. Because MSBM is a pathway college. Most of them don't end up with MSBM certificate. Remember, we partner with top, worldwide universities for certificates. So at the end of the day, they end up with this third-party university certificate. So most of them, at the end of the day, you don't see MSBM on their profile. But we are very proud to say that even in Nigeria alone, we've graduated over 200,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is an achievement that I didn't want to dampen by me looking for a fame. Even right now, it's not like I'm still looking for the fame. I'm just saying that I'm no longer in the system. So, and I don't have any problem talking to media if there is a need for it.
For your tech business?
And that for tech, right now, I think being friends with you, I'm seeing a different side of life that you can still be yourself, still be reserved, and be out there. Exactly. So
I'm reserved. People don't know, but I'm very reserved.
I tell people all the time. I was mentioning that to somebody this morning, by the way. That you are one of the most reserved people that I know.
They don't know.
But when you're out there, everybody thinks that, I said, but if they know you one-on-one.
I love my privacy a lot. I really do. So tell us about this, your new company.
Okay, so the new venture I'm into is called Snap. SNAARP. We are launching in November as for a test pilot program. So Snap is the first enterprise ERP cloud infrastructure software from an African founder. From a Nigerian founder anyway. I mean, let me not speak to authoritatively concerning other African countries. So we are supposed to compete with the likes of Google Drive, Dropbox, Box.com and the rest. And that is because I always say that all the other solutions are not built for Africa, but we are building a solution for Africa that prioritizes security and control.
Okay.
In this part of the world, a lot of employee, when they exit a company, an organization, they go with a lot of companies' information.
Very true.
And what we are building, we make sure that is impossible.
Okay.
For employee to exit with companies' information, where you can remotely, control their devices or get your files encrypted on the original system. So, I mean, this honestly beats what Google has done or what Dropbox has done, and it will be the first of its kind in the world.
Really?
Yes.
In the world?
In the world, in terms of cloud infrastructure, yes.
Interesting. So, are you saying, even, thank God my producer is here, are you saying media companies need this as well?
Especially media company. They have a lot of data breach, especially when I used to remember a story that they told us, and I think we heard it from one of the child of the particular actor, that the father produced a movie.
That's true.
And it was out there before it was out.
Yeah.
And with what we are giving to the companies, it will be impossible, because the only way files can move around will be within your network.
Yeah.
So it's one of the most secured
network system
to take you have in an organization. Network. You need files from A from B. You are like, don't send it to me by email, don't put it in the flash drive, just send it through our network. Then that is the way to keep your files in house. USB will not be working. Just the software can disable USB. You can remotely wipe the system. You can do a lot of things. Like I said, it's the first of its kind.
Bloody. Wow, that's impressive. And you are willing to put your face to this one.
I've always put my face to everything. There was just no need for me to. I mean, because in MSBM, the former company which I work for, was very structured in such a way that it doesn't need me to talk.
Yeah.
But this is a new startup. Yeah. I'm my own salesperson. We don't have a lot of staff right now, so
you have to go and do the talk.
I'm on the road show talking to people. I still did the presentation here the other day.
Yes,
and you were not even involved. For you to know that this one, we are bootstrapping from scratch.
No, I'm impressed, because the typical you will not come and be doing presentation. You are Babolowo. I mean, you can't shout. You party a lot, privately. You do a lot of these private parties in your house. I've been through one in Glasgow, and fantastic, family, different people coming with their kids, their wives. And why do you do that often?
Life is short. Let's party and make it shorter.
Life is short. Let's party and make it shorter. Interesting. Will party make it shorter?
I mean, sometimes when you have fun, you just don't know time has gone.
I see. Is there a leadership lesson somewhere there?
I don't know. A lot of people just get so hard up on life.
Yeah.
Hardly have time to enjoy what they are working for. And for me, I always say that wherever I am in life, I want to enjoy it to the fullest. I mean, because you don't take anything where you're going.
True.
True. I think we blacks understand that a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of white billionaires, when they have money, then they go fishing and go into poor places. So I think I like the Indian man that live in a, like, that is the kind of life I want to live.
I like that. I mean, but I will say that, funny enough, as much as you do that, you're a very private person as well. I mean, it's a closely knitted family structure for you.
I'm not doing it to show off.
Yeah.
I'm just doing it to have a nice time.
Yes, I notice.
I don't drink and I don't smoke. But then
people won't believe it though. You look like the drink, like the guy that drinks.
Yeah, people always, because
so you go to party where they drink. I've never been to one with you. And then how do you survive not drinking in a club?
I have one of the biggest wine cabinets you find in any house. So even when you come to my party or when you come to my house, the amount of alcohol which is present, you'll be like...
Which you won't take, but they can take.
Yeah, but then I tell people that nobody can influence you to do what you don't really want to do.
But the question is, how do you avoid in a club? not taking alcohol?
I'm not avoiding it. I'm just telling them I'm not drinking only. I mean,
everybody's drinking it, and so you take water, or you take...
Yeah, I mean, I just take soda water or something. I don't even take any drink. I don't even take Coke, Fanta. I don't take...
Are you allergic to
drink.
it? Is that
no, it's just a personal...
decision?
Yeah, personal choice, yeah.
Is it health reasons?
No, it's not for health reasons, funny enough. Because I think when I was young, my dad had this, I'm not supposed to be saying it online, but apologies to whoever this one hits. My dad has this senior brother that was an alcoholic. And he drank so much, and it's probably one of the things that contributed to him dying early. Wow. And me as a person in life, I love control. I hate things that dulls the mind. Yeah. I want to be of sharp mind to make decisions. Yeah. Alcohol does that. Yeah. I mean, I don't condemn people that drink. I mean, like I said, I have one of the biggest wine cabinet. So I think for me, it's just saying I would rather abstain from this.
I mean, we share that in common. I don't take alcohol as well. And my own argument is that I'm already high. I'm permanently high, right? So we don't need to add to the highness.
But funny
it's
enough,
gonna mess things up.
I wish I'd know how to drink, because I just don't like the taste of alcohol. Also, it's not sweet. I don't know. Exactly, it's an acquired taste. Exactly. So people that have drank, I think
I sometimes
they have to practice it a lot. Yes. I know friends that don't drink and now drink, and I know how much they work hard at learning to drink.
Really.
And I told myself that there's no need for me to learn it if I don't know it. Yeah. And all my friends respect it. Funny enough. Yeah. I have friends that owns club. Yeah. I have friends that party hard. Yeah. But they would just say, oh, he's just going to take tea or something. They joke about it, and then we all laugh about it, and I just take my water.
Funny enough, your reason is also why Donald Trump doesn't drink. His brother, was a drunkard, his late brother, and he is traceable to drinking that probably led to his early demise. So Trump, and the brother used to warn Trump when Trump was still young, to say, look, I'm a drunkard, it's a bad thing on me. So people don't believe that Trump never takes alcohol as well.
Exactly.
And he's high.
And I get one popular question from people. So what's your bad habits? Must I have one?
That's true. People will be like, if you don't take alcohol, maybe you humanize.
I hear that a lot, like, what's your bad habits? My wife is my bad habit.
Hey, up to you. Okay, so I would say, what are some of the best leadership principles that's guided your life till today?
I think for me, I might not be able to be articulated the way you will do. You're very good at this. I mean, I've even listened to some of your podcasts just to pick one or two lessons. I always say that you're one of the people that have impacted me the most in terms of leadership, how to talk to people and all that. I mean, you'll be so shocked.
I'm shocked.
But then I think one of the things that helped me as a leader is understanding that I can't do it alone.
True.
I've got a very strong support. My wife, I mean, we've always done business together since when we were in school. So we're still business partners, and we could bounce off each other. And then I also watch people who have gone ahead of me. I watch videos of leaders a lot, how they handle situation. Like I always tell people all the time that one of the best way to live your life is by picking somebody you want to be like. That it helps you just fashion your life in such a way that you are trying to copy this person, and even in the way you speak, in the way you address things, in the way you make decisions, you just picture somebody at that point and try to be like that person. I think that has helped me a lot of my leadership skill in life.
One of the things we share in common is that we run a global business. I mean, you started in Nigeria, moved to Dubai, moved to London, and then now in Glasgow. I mean, you've dragged me to Glasgow too. I think I have a company in Glasgow, courtesy of you. How has it been, having to keep moving your business and evolving each time, turning to a global brand? I mean, you're also in Pakistan as well. So how has it been for you?
Yeah, I mean, running a global business sometimes takes a lot of audacity, I tell people. I mean, depend on your vision in life.
Yeah.
Like I told somebody that you don't have to be outside of this country to make money. There are businesses in this country that, dwarf what we've done. So being outside the country doesn't make you like you are doing it better. But it's just that sometimes you want a business that can reach multiple people.
True.
I mean, I've had to talk to people that said, as an African founder, you should focus on Africa. And I'm like,
no.
A US person start a business, they're thinking global.
Exactly.
UK person start a business, they're thinking global. But as an African founder, they say that, where is your market?
Exactly.
Africa. Sometimes I talk to people and they're like, oh, so you guys have a lot of students from Nigeria. I say, yes, but Nigeria is just 10% of my market.
Wow.
That we have a global audience from over 200 countries.
Wow.
We've literally received payments from countries I've even never heard in. So I tell people that, if you want to run a global business, start thinking, global.
Yes.
One of the things that have helped us is setting up in Dubai, is working with people from different nationalities.
True.
When you work with people from different nationalities, you get to see life differently.
Yeah.
We also open a South African branch.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I've been to Islamabad to see the staff there. When you run a business at that level, I think it started reshaping how you see life in general.
True.
And I think one of the things that we've done right in my previous company is thinking that way.
I mean, how about the place of audacity? Because I've seen you, at least you and I are the two people I know. Somebody was saying, I've acquired multi-million-dollar properties in the US before I even became a US resident. Like, I'm not a resident, and I've bought house, and you have done things like that. What kind of audacity is required to do that? Because not everybody we try such.
Buying a house. I tell people when they talk about my house, like, for me, house is just another luxury product for me. Me and you, we've been together, that I don't believe in real estate like that.
Yes.
Even though I know this is your core business.
Yeah.
There was a time that our rent alone every month was over $100,000.
And it's rent.
And that is
and
just
you're a tenant.
I'm a tenant, and that is just for one office. And so we've always paid this kind of money. Like, I think one of the one that let me consider buying a place was when my rent in London was over £100,000. And
every
year, a lot over. And I told myself,
your taste is big. Penthouse.
And I told myself, like, I think if it was a friend that said, Victor, obviously you like to live in luxury apartment. Why don't you just invest in one?
True.
And I said, okay, I think, because at some point I was not getting the kind of houses I want within my budget.
Yeah.
So that is why I needed to invest in something that can give me what I want.
Yes.
So it wasn't even like an investment. It's more like another luxury product.
Hey, and for what? To fulfill your, human appetite or what?
Like I said, just to be comfortable.
Well, but I love your house. I've been to your house in Glasgow.
You.
Nice place.
How many people will be watching this?
Don't worry, you are in Glasgow, so you are safe.
They will not see me.
But thank you for coming on the show. It's really
thank you so much for
a good time having you around. For me, one of the reasons why we do the show is to have successful people share their story and people understand their mental frame, and hopefully it rub off and we can encourage more people to dream big, to aspire big, to understand how, real empires are built and the mindset of such founders and builders.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
For a young founder, what are your advice?
I would tell a young founder, bootstrap and start with what you have. I mean, I'm just starting another, startup now.
Yeah.
I'm my own salesperson. I'm not looking for
that's true.
to raise $100,000 to sell it.
Yes.
And that is what I see a lot. I've seen a lot of people come to me to say, oh, I have this idea. I'm trying to raise money. And I'm like, what is keeping you and your dream from starting? They're like, if I get the right money. Yeah. And I'm like, you don't need money. What you need is for you to start on your own. And I tell people that you can only accelerate what is already working.
True.
Like, you can't put petrol on a wood, but if there is just a little bit of spark and you put petrol on it, then it would, it will blow up.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time that you trying to raise the money for a business that has not even kicked off is like pouring petrol on a wood when there is no fire.
True.
So start on your own, demonstrate that it's profitable, that you can make money before you start trying to raise fund. And so I'm going to say start with what you have. To a young founder out there who is just, starting out, just go be your own salesperson, be your own HR, be your own accountant, hit the streets. Don't give any excuse for where you are. And for the person who is just still dreaming it, who has not started, I would say that one of the, biggest killer of vision is just to keep planning. Because when you want it to be perfect, you never start. Start with what you have. No matter how little, start with it. And not everybody is cut out to be a business people. One of the richest people in the world, who used to be an employee of Microsoft, now, and named our managing director of Microsoft. And he's richer than a lot of billionaires in Nigeria. True. So you can still be very rich working for a company.
True.
When you have proper financial intelligence.
We almost not be founders.
Exactly. So that is my advice to such a person.
Wow. Mr. Victor, thank you for coming. See, one of the reasons that I admire about you is your ability to dare. Even though you're behind the scene, but you have this ability to dare when it comes to entrepreneurship. So
thank you. We are learning from you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Wonderful, successful new empire. I think that's what I would say, that this will also grow to be a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
Amen.
Yeah. Snap.
Yes, SNA.
So is it Snap Corporation, Snap ERP, Snap?
So it's a Delaware company. So that's where we're incorporating.
So Snap Delaware.
Snap LLC.
Snap LLC. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Here, we've just finished another beautiful episode with my good friend, Victor Ariyibi. See you next time. God bless you. Bye-bye.